Hi, this is Ronald here, and today I want to show you guys how to use the trim and clip tool from in Davinci Resolve. So first thing we'll need to do is actually add a video to our project. So what I'll do is I'll drag it from my file browser to the media pool. We'll just say don't change just to make this one simple. Alright, so what we'll need to do is first thing we'll need to do is actually add the clip to our timeline. So, alright, we'll drag it here. Okay, so the way Davinci Resolve works is it's sort of laid out in the order that you would use them. So, for example, here you have the media pool, which has all the clips you'll be using for the project. Then you have the cut tab. So this cut tab is actually quite a powerful tool. So we can move along by manually dragging this, or we can also use our scroll wheel. So if we press Control and scroll, we'll actually advance forward. So in terms of cutting, let's say we don't want to include this bit where the main menu is showing up. So we can actually even just play the video. And we can play the video and stop at the right spot, or you can also just drag here to scroll through. As you can see, when the video is paused, these little preview thumbnails will show up. Depending on your system, they might take a little longer for your ones to show up. But regardless, so let's say, all right, let's just choose some darkness. Alright, so what you want to do here is right click, and you want to use split. So you've caused a split here. Now notice on this section that this zoomed out view of the timeline has actually reflects that there's a split here. So now once we've got our split, we can decide what we want to do with this extra bit. So in this case, so there's a couple of things you can do. You can copy it if you want to reuse it somewhere for whatever reason. You can also cut it and move it somewhere else, or this one, you can also just press the delete key and get rid of it. Notice how when you delete it, it actually moves the timeline back automatically. So yeah, okay. So that's basically that covers basic clipping. So yeah, you basically keep going through this tool, and you can, let's say we make a cut here, we can split and split. And if you want to move, by default, this tool gives you a very fine-grained fine-grained view. So you can see here that like this bit to this bit covers 2 seconds. So that's very detailed. So basically, you can find the exact frame you need to make your cut. But if you want to move around quicker, you can always just press here, and you'll go further on in the video. You might need to move this one around to update the preview window. So yeah, so this is so in previous video editors, you kind of just did the clipping through here. So for example, I used to use Kdenlive before, so I would say select this bit, and then I'll right click, and then there'll be an option to split. But in this in Davinci Resolve, we have this special tab to do that. So this this tab basically it's quite a powerful tool once you get used to it. It did take a little bit for me to get used to it. So yeah, alright. Just before we finish up, I'll show you just the power of the clipping tool. So let's say we want to make a split here. You make a split here, and if we go to our edit tool, notice that whenever we make a cut, it's being reflected in our edit tool. So if we select here, we can select this specific clip. We can select this specific selection of our clip. So we can actually do we can apply specific effects. So for example, if it's too loud, we can reduce the audio, or if it's too quiet, we can increase the audio. If we want this bit zoomed in for whatever reason, we can do that as well. So basically, you can apply a special by making a cut. You can apply a special effect to that portion of the clip only. So if we play it out, see, yeah, so it's automatically zoomed in. Alright, so that pretty much covers the basics of the cutting tool. Like DaVinci Resolve, there's quite a lot of complexity, but this is just the basic tool. This is just basic tutorial to get you started. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more tech videos, please subscribe.